There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
They come from all over, the cures and the tools, the medicines and the machines, perfected, collected, and sent with all speed to the caretakers and the cared for, spanning miles, delivering hope. This is their flight, and we are their wings. They give of themselves, their minds, their hearts, their hands, their time and talent, armed with experience, humble with strength, dressing wounds and changing sheets and calming nerves and keeping watch. These are the angels, and we are their wings. They trade in tomorrows. Their gift is more time. They sacrifice years in exchange for more days, trade long nights of study for split-second grace. They bind and stitch and push and discover, leading the way out of pain. These are the pilots, and we are their wings. They engineer miracles, amplify care, manage the treatments and maintain supply. They stave off the outbreak with counsel and cure, bridge gaps between hospital, home, and health. This is their promise, and we are its wings. They trust in the system, the breakthroughs, the work. They put their heart and faith in our hands, all in the quest for better care, all in the hope for health. That is their prayer, and we are its wings.
Good morning, TUP. Welcome to today's career development session. Today's Marketing Me Live is live today for Technological University of the Philippines, Manila. So today we have speakers from Accenture and Kooapps joining us for this session. So before we start, feel free to join us for the prayer and the national anthem.
Let us all feel the presence of our Lord God. Almighty Father, thank you for gathering us in this wonderful day. We pray for your presence and guidance over us as we commence this special event. We thank you for giving us the opportunity to connect and learn from one another. May you guide us to listen attentively and speak honestly. May this room be filled with kindness, respect, and unity as we progress. We pray that this event be fruitful and inspire us to always do the best we can. May this event be a stepping stone towards a bright future, as here lies the hopes, dreams, and aspiration of each and every one of us. Lord, we kindly ask you to rain your blessings to the organizers, the speakers, and the participants who are sacrificing their time and effort to make this event possible. Bless the speakers with wisdom through their words, actions, and intentions that they may inspire those in attendance. Finally, Heavenly Father, we lift up our hopes, dreams, and inspirations to you. May this event be a stepping stone towards a brighter future, filled with compassion, understanding, and unity. Help us to remember that we are all interconnected and that together we can achieve great things. In your holy name, we offer this prayer, trusting in your divine presence and guidance. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, helas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang binirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa manluluping, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na naghihindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang may di magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, mo'y langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Thank you for that, Tech. Now to deliver the opening remarks, we'd like to call Mr. Enrico Lucena, Head for Guidance and Testing, Assistant Professor 1, Faculty of College of Liberal Arts, Technological University of the Philippines, Manila. Sir Rico will put you on. Hi, sir. You're on Spotlight.
Good morning. Sama minamahal po namin mga estudyante ng ating Sintang Pamantasan TUP, Technological University of the Philippines, a blessed morning. And today's event, June 8 and June 9, is a virtual job fair. And I'm very happy to have this open remark in behalf of Engineer Gabao of the Industrial Relations and Job Placement. If you remember, no, siguro na mga pursue pa kayo, nag-apply pa kayo, and everything that you have in your life so far, when you are a TUP student, has led to a moment like this. When we talk about has led to a moment like this, malapit na graduate, malapit ka na magkaroon ng trabaho, all the things that you have dream of yourself is almost closer to that. And this is the virtual job fair in which we would like to have you to have a more competitive edge with other students, that apart from the name of TUP itself, that you're equipped in how to look for a job. At the same time, the latest technology that we could have, especially with the ResumeLink, is being imparted and you're being equipped with it. in behalf of the TUP management, in behalf of the president and the rest of the vice president, President Ramos, and especially in behalf of also Office of Student Affairs with Dr. Megacino, we would like so much that you would embrace this learning, because sooner or later, no, without you really understanding it or knowing it, all the things that you have desired has led you to a moment like this. And this moment cannot be taken away from you. This moment is something that you will treasure for the rest of your life. Na kung kailang malapit ka ng graduate, there was one more realization in your life, and that is for you to look for a job. And hopefully, this realization, this particular learning, will come to that point in your life that everything will lead to a point of satisfaction, will lead to a point of success. With that, we thank you so much for joining us for today's job fair. God bless you and enjoy the learning for today.
Thank you for that, Sir Rico, as usual. Thank you for your support and thank you for your guidance for all of the students and for all of the people who are here with us today. Thank you, Sir Rico. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, today, magandang umaga po sa lahat ng ating audience. So please be advised that attendance and evaluation will be released at the end of this webinar. So please tag your friends, your classmates para hindi nila ma-miss yung activity na to. The recordings of this webinar will also be posted in Jobs 180 Facebook and YouTube channel. We'd also like to acknowledge Sir Rico, Miss Meg, and the entire team for helping us organize this activity today. So for today's session, here is our schedule. So we will be discussing job applications using the ResumeLink, maximizing the best of both worlds or how to thrive in the hybrid setup, and lastly is top skills that employers look for when hiring. So thank you to all those who came in on time. Again, we encourage everyone to put in their comments and their questions because after each speaker's presentation, there will be a question and answer. So we have time to personally inquire or clarify anything about the speaker's topic. Okay. So, thank you for commenting your courses. So, we appreciate. So, ano namin yan, guide namin yan para makita namin kung sino ang audience namin this morning. Ayan. So, for today, first speaker natin is Sir Kim Chua. He will be discussing about job applications using the ResumeLink. So, this is also the same thing that you will use tomorrow for the job fair. So, Sir Kim Chua is the managing director of Jobs180.com. He has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. He is a trusted resource speaker and he has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. So, Sir Kim, if you're ready, please take the floor. The floor is yours.
Hey everyone, good day to all of you. My name is Kim Chua. Don't forget the wa, baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. And I'm here to share to you about the most secure tool for job application. This is how you can market yourself more effectively and the different ways to do that. Okay, so let me start. Now, when you apply, you probably have a checklist if you're using the right tool. So just go along with me if you have the right, if you have the same checklist that I have. So, ito yung mga things na like kong tinatandaan, no? Will my tool or will the thing that I'll be using help me to stand out? That's the first item that is very important for me. Kailangan mag-stand out ako kasi dami-dami kong kasabayan kalaban sa pag-apply. Another thing in my checklist is that, do I have more than one file? Because oftentimes I have a lot of files. May academic records, may mga government IDs, ang daming mga kailangan hingiin ng mga companies. So, I'd like to put them all in one file. And this tool helps me to do that. Okay, another thing that this tool can do is that it allows me just more efficient. Mas napapabilis yung pag-apply, no? Hindi na napapatagal yung pabalik-balik. So, mas mabilis din syempre tayo maka-move forward. Diba? And another thing that this tool can do is that wala tong bayad. Mukha lang akong salesman pero libre po ito. Okay? So, this tool is absolutely for free. The most important in my checklist is that this tool, okay, makes my information secured. And I think this is the most important question. Do you want your information to be secured? I hope your answer is yes. Okay? And so with that, let me show you ano tong tool na ito. This tool is called ResumeLink. ResumeLink, by definition, is the most secured tool for job application. Okay? This is a personalized URL. It is a link that anyone can open online anytime, provided that they know the link. So let me use an example. If you are John Santos, just in case lang, your name is John Santos, your resume link would look something like johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. So how do you make one? Okay, how do you make one? Now, the first step is for you to register. This is absolutely for free. Wala itong bayad. Okay? So what do? You go to www.jobs180.com, and that is where you now register. Okay? As you register, you just simply fill out the information. These are the basic information. You have the account details, you have your personal information, you have your education background, and just in case you have your work experience, whether it's OJT or it's part-time job or whatever yung work experience na yan, then you proceed to that work experience page. Pero pag wala, hanggang dyan na lang tayo sa my education information. Okay? After doing so, you now start to create your resume link. So ano ba ang basihan ng resume link? Kadalasan, ang resume link natin, we base it on our name. We base it on our unique name. Okay, so as an example, if you're John Santos, then you say johnsantos.jobs180.com. Now, what about during scenarios where you create your resume link tapos may nauna sa inyo? May ibang John Santos, may kapangalan ka, no, nauna sa inyo. Ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon na red na box. Sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Na okay, malungkot pag taken na. Okay lang, maging creative lang kayo ng konti. Pwede mo balik na rin. Pwede mo sabihin Santos John. Okay, you can also say Santos J, o kaya J Santos, o kaya JS, di ba? Or SJ. Depende sa link na gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapareho kahit kayo may kapangalan. Now, another thing I'd like to emphasize here, wag po kayong OA. Pag gumawa kayo ng resume link, huwag mo gagawin tipong nakalagay, cutie pie, lover boy, Barbie doll, di ba? Because it doesn't sound professional. Imagine going to a company and the HR will ask you, do you have a resume? Tapos sasabihin mo sa kanya, meron po, ang resume ko ay eljablo.jobs180.com. Di ba? Baka matakot yung HR sa inyo. So I don't recommend that you do something like that. Just stick to your name. Whatever your name is, it will sound professional. Okay? Now, in creating a resume link, you have to use a valid email. Emails like Yahoo, Gmail, Rocketmail, any email, basta nabubuksan nyo, wag na wag ka lang gagamit ng facebook.com na email. Okay? Do not use something like, example lang patrick@facebook.com na email. Do not use patricia@facebook.com na email. Okay? In short, do not use @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com, you will no longer be able to receive notifications being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Okay? So use something that you can open. Why is it important for you to open your email? Because you have to verify your account. Okay? Remember, pag nag-verify, yan ang ebidensya na ikaw nag-register talaga. Yan ang proof. Diba? And at the same time, if you verify your account, then you'll be receiving notifications from the companies as well as Jobs180. If you do not verify your account, hindi nyo na po marireceive yung mga notification ng mga companies. So, sayang naman. Diba? Might as well verify your account first. Okay? Now, you're done with the first step. After you verify. So, ano na ang second step? Ang second step is the most logical of all the steps. You have to complete all the information. Very logical. Sino sa inyo mag-apply sa mga kumpanya, bungi-bungi detalye? Sino sa inyo magbibigay ng resume sa mga HR tapos kulang-kulang details nyo? I don't think you'll do that because you're just wasting your time. Instead, kumpletuhin yung information nyo bago kayo mag-submit dun sa mga companies. Okay? So, step 2, complete the information. And how do you do that? Punta kayo ulit dun sa website, www.jobs180.com, and this time, you don't need to register again kasi may account ka na eh. What you need to do is you have to log in. Okay? Now, as you log in, you start to put your registered email or your resume link and then your password. Na ikaw lang may alam. Okay? Ganun lang siya kasimple. Now, once you're inside your account, you start to fill in the blanks. Ganun lang kasimple. Fill in the blanks. So, the things that you see here, yung mga contents, napakasimple lang. Yung mga personal details nyo, lagay mo dyan. Diba? All the information na sa tingin nyo relevant, you put it there. Now, I have some emphasis lang on items na madalas nami-miss out ito ng mga aplikante. Ano yung mga yon? Sa contact information, you have to put here all the possible ways na pwede kang makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media handles nyo. Ba't ko nasabi yan? Because in reality is, pag tinatawagan kayo ng mga HR, madalas hindi naman ina-answer eh. Lalo na pag hindi nyo kilala. Pag nag-ring yung phone nyo, hala, sino kaya ito? Di ba, hindi mo kilala. Ano gagawin? Hahayaan mo na lang. Di ba? Antayin mo kung may message sa inyo. Eh, paano kung yung HR hindi naman masipag magtawag? That's why I recommend you put here all the possible means na pwede kang makontak. Kagaya ng social media nyo. Put your Facebook there, yung mga messenger nyo, mga Twitter nyo, iba pang mga paraan, social media handles para mabilis kayo ma-reach out. Diba? Message na lang. Are you available Thursday, 10 a.m., so on and so forth. You get what I'm saying? Diba? So lahat ng paraan, lagay mo dyan. What else do you put here? You also put here yung inyong mga work options. Sa work options naman, you just choose lang, parang yes or no lang yan, parang switch, no? Kung ano yung mga options na gusto ninyo, no? Willing to work night shift, willing to relocate, looking for OJT, you can also put it here. Okay? And then in terms of education, obvious naman, yung alma mater nyo, lagay nyo dito. Diba? Yung mga pampakapal ng resume, sa seminars attended, kahit magkopyahan pa kayo ng mga classmates mo, okay lang. Basta lang make sure, alam nyo na pag-usapan doon sa seminar na yon. Pagdating sa certification, ganun din yan. Walang limit sa space yan. Achievements, recommend ko dito is you don't only put yung mga achievement nyo inside the school. Okay? Kasi hindi naman lahat tayo academically inclined. Some of us are not very active sa school, pero active tayo sa mga social civic organization. Diba? So, even if it's outside of the school, you can also put it there. As long as you think it is an achievement, you put it there. Okay? Now, in terms of skills and languages, isa-isahin ko lang yan ha. Sa skills, do not limit your skills dyan lang sa course nyo. Hindi perkat education ng course mo, ang ibig sabihin, ang skills na alam mo lang ay magturo. Hindi perkat accounting ang course mo, ang alam mo lang gawin or ang skills mo ay mag-debit, credit at mag-balance sheet. Diba? So, marami kang alam na iba pa mga skills na kahit walang connect sa course, you can also put it here. Sample, photography, diba? Videography, diba? And all the other things, calligraphy, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? When it comes to languages, I'm sure alam nyo, dalawang lengguwahe na. At the minimum, you know English and you know Filipino. If you know local dialect, to be specific, lagi mo Tagalog, Chabacano, Bisaya, Kapampangan, 'di ba? Ilonggo, wala naman limit sa space eh. 'Di ba? If you know foreign languages, put it there. Chinese, Japanese, French, Vietnamese, kung ano man 'yan, ilagay nyo. Because what you're doing is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to the prospective company. Now, when it comes to references, sigurado naman ako yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang tanong lang dyan, kayo ba kilala nila? Kasi madalas pag tinatawagan namin yung mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. Yung pinakamalupit dyan, hindi talaga kayo kilala. Okay, so please advise yung mga references nyo na ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now, at this point, I'd like to highlight yung mga things that you don't find in a traditional resume. Ano yung mga yan? Diba? Ito yung mga yun. Let me start with the portfolio section. The portfolio section is where you now upload evidence of your skills. And I think with this day and age, dito pumapasok yung efficiency, no, ng ating application sa mga companies. Because oftentimes, when we apply to companies, marami mga hinihingi, mga pre-employment requirements. They will ask for mga documents, mga proof that is showing na yan talaga yung mga skills nyo. So, kung ano man meron yung mga documents, you can now take a picture, you can scan them, and you can upload it here. Example, government IDs. Diba? Meron ka mga transcripts, academic records. Diba? You can put that there. Okay? Kung meron mga medical clearance na kailangan, ganun din. Hindi na kailangan magpabalik-balik sa company. Oh, ayos ba? Oh, ito pa. Diba? But wait, there's more. Ito na yun. Itong isa pang gusto ko i-recommend sa inyo, yung tinatawag natin selfie video. Nowadays, I think, it is not very difficult to create a selfie video. Diba? Ito may TikTok nga kayo eh. Diba? Alam mo naman paano gumawa ng selfie video. So I don't need to teach you how to create a selfie video. What I need to share to you na lang is yung anong kailangan sabihin pagka gumawa ka ng selfie video. Okay, this time, what I recommend is you say something interesting about yourself. Okay? So, you pretend that you're being interviewed by the HR. Diba? Ano yung matiyatanong sa atin? Why should we hire you? Diba? Tell me something about yourself. Why should we consider you among all the other applicants? O, di ba? Ang kagandahan ngayon is you create that video for about 1 minute or less. Hindi kailangan sobrang haba, no? Mga 1 minute lang or less. Pero ang maganda rito is na-evaluate na nung HR yung inyong communication skills. If you can speak in English, then I recommend you speak in straight English. But if you cannot, it's okay as long as you're able to show your personality. You can also showcase here yung mga hard skills nyo. Ano yung mga hard skills? Kagaya ng mga video na panood ko dati, pinakita nila how to use a soldering iron, how to properly handle a welding machine, diba? How to fold table napkins. O, ganun, diba? So, depende ko ano yung mga skills na alam mo at depende ko ano yung nasa field mo rin, diba? Na napag-aralan, diba? So, gusto mo magpakita ka paano mag-balance sheet, pwede rin. O, diba? Again, it really depends on what you wanted to show dun sa HR. Ang point is, you don't need to travel back and forth para lang ipakita on the spot dun sa HR yung inyong hard skills. And most importantly, hindi na kailangan magkaroon ng maraming aberya, maraming storbo. Diba? Sometimes when we try to contact you for the phone interview, maingay yung background, hindi marinig. Diba? Mahina signal, maingay, ano nangyari, nasa biyahe. Diba? Or sometimes hindi magtugma yung schedule. At least with that selfie video, it makes the process now more efficient. Now, another good thing pa with the ResumeLink is that you also upload here your profile picture. When it comes to profile picture, you don't need to go to the studio para magpa-picture. Huwag ka na gumastos. Ang importante lang dyan, tumingin ka sa camera, okay, with plain background, at of course, magbihis ka naman ng maayos, di ba? And then, you're good to go. Wag mo gagawin yung mga nasa right side ng screen niyo. Those samples that I'm showing you, it doesn't look professional. Imagine, di ba, yung mga selfie, mga nilagay ng avatar, yan, hindi yan, wag nyo gawin yan. Okay? Wag nyo gawin yan. It doesn't look nice, doesn't look professional. Okay? Now, another good thing pa with the resume link is that meron tayong tinatawag na cover photo. Ayan, pasintabi sa matatamaan. May iba sa inyo nakikinig ngayon, hindi naman kayo gifted with writing skills. Some of us are having a difficult time expressing our thoughts and feelings into words. So ano pwede mo gawin? You can now use those pictures to represent your personality or to showcase yung inyong skills. Example, look at the one on the left, yung nasa baba. Ano kaya siya? Sabi ni iba, sir, ophthalmologist, optometrist, or eye expert. Yung nasa kanan, yung nasa taas, ano kaya siya? Sabi ni iba, sir, para siyang admin or clerical work. Or maybe makalat kasi tingnan mo yung lamesa ang kalat-kalat. O, di ba? Again, it depends on the interpretation of the person looking at it. This is an example of someone into HR or maybe into psychology. And this one is an example, it's a very good example by the way, of someone who wanted to say that there is no shortcut to success. Hindi po yan miyembro na Akit Bahay Gang. Okay? Ang gusto niya sabihin, you will be able to reach yung goal mo by taking one step at a time. Oh, di ba? You get what I'm saying now. So I'm showing you good examples para you can draw inspiration from. And I will also show you not so good examples. Ito yung wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayong magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Maglagay ka ng picture mo dyan. Lalaki man, babae in between, okay lang. Ilagay mo dyan. Member man tayo ng LGBTQ+, okay lang. You put it there. At least alam ng HR who to expect. A lot of times, yung mga pangalan kasi very interchangeable nowadays. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think, babae ako. Di ba? Pag iba nababasa kong mga resume, ano nakalagay sa resume nila? Chris. Nakalagay George, Alex, Sam, Nick. O, di ba? Joey. I would assume lalaki. Yun pala, babae. O, di ba? So that's why you better make sure you put your picture there. And wag naman pugot yung ulo nyo pag nilagay ng picture. Dapat kompleto. Okay? Never leave this blank because if you leave this blank, it will not catch the HR's attention. Trust me. Kung ikaw ang HR, wala ka namang ibang makita dyan, malamang mangyayari dito, next applicant na. Okay? And then if you want to catch the HR's attention, do not create something like this. This is just my opinion. I don't think this looks professional kasi ang dating parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, no? Parang chill-chill, walang pakialam sa buhay. Again, that is just my interpretation. Okay? So I showed you the good and not so good examples para you'll be guided. Now, you can just play along later on kung anong sa tingin nyo mas bagay sa inyong background or sa inyong sa gusto niyo ipakita sa personality niyo. Okay? Now, let's examine a very good example. Look at this person, itong eye expert. Bakit maganda itong example ng kanyang resume link? Because all the information you're seeing here, kompleto na. 'Di ba? Hindi ka na magpabalik-balik eh. Kung ikaw yung HR, everything that you need to ask or you want to know about the applicant, you already find it here. If you're the applicant, you might as well put everything there para wag mo na antayin pa yung time na hihingin pa sa ng HR yung mga documents yan. Baka hindi na mangyari yun. Baka may ibang aplikante na mas assertive, nilagay lahat ng mga information na i-process na siya kaagad. Diba? Now, at this point, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, sir, okay nga tong resume link. Kaso lang, baka naman yung information ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman nakalantad na sa buong internet. Ang sagot ay, hindi. Kaya nga tinawag na the most secure tool for your job application. Diba? Bakit? Because you control your privacy settings. Ikaw mismo, as an account user or as a resume link owner, ikaw ang may control ng privacy settings mo. And how will that happen? When you log into your dashboard, as you can see in my screen, when you log into your dashboard, you will find the resume link settings. Pagpunta mo sa settings, mapuntahan mo yung privacy settings at dun ka mamili ngayon ng information you want to show or hide in public. So let me use an example. If you don't want to show your birthday, what do? You turn it off. You don't want to show your references, you turn it off. You don't want to show your address, what do? Turn it off. Diba? So yung mga information na in-off mo, hindi lalabas sa public. Now, if ever lang you decide to change your mind, ang maganda dito sa resume link, updated yan, real time. As in real time. So 5 minutes later, you want to show your birthday, turn it on. What happens? Lahat ng mayroong alam ng resume link mo, alam na niya yung birthday mo. Diba? If 2 days later, you want to show your address, you turn it on, you save your profile, lahat ng may alam ng resume link mo, alam na rin yung inyong address. You get what I'm saying? Diba? So, depende na sa inyo kung ano gusto mo on or off. If you want to turn off everything, then okay lang. You can just turn off the button. Enable public resume link, off. Wala nang lalabas sa public. Kahit na anong information. Okay? So, yan ang re-remind ko sa inyo. This, the second step is for you to complete the information. And in doing so, please make sure that your profile is interesting, diba? Yung information mo kompleto at updated ang details nyo para mabilis kayo makontak ng mga HR. Now, we go to the last step. Pangatlo na, last step na to. The last step is for you to submit. Now, how will you submit your resume link to those companies? You might be thinking you want to explore opportunities outside of the Philippines. Maybe you want to join some job fairs later on. You want to apply online. You want to, marami, walk-ins, diba? Depende kung ano, kasi bumabalik na yung face-to-face ngayon. So, lahat ng mga ipapakita ko sa inyo, lahat ito, practical application. Lahat yan, makaka-relate kayo. Ano yung first one? The first one is you go online. Of course. Diba? Yan ang fastest way. You just connect via your phone, via kung ano man gadget mo, go to jobs.at.com, search for companies. And by the way, speaking of search, you can only search for company, tatlo lang pwede mo i-search ha. Search for company name, position title, and location. Doon sa search bar, hindi mo pwede ma-search ang resume link. So example lang, ikaw si John Santos, okay? Okay, ikaw si, ako na lang, Kim, halimbawa lang, subukan mo pumunta sa jobs.at.com, doon sa search bar, type mo doon Kim. Tingnan mo kung may lumabas. Malamang sa malamang, walang lalabas. Unless may company name, position title, or location na may word na Kim. Other than that, walang lalabas dyan. Kasi hindi siya searchable. So, the only time a company would be able to know your information is if and when you give your exact resume link to that company. So, ikaw may control. Ayos? So, tuloy natin. Okay, tuloy natin. So, if you're going to search for companies, what do? Just go to the website of jobs.at.com, search for companies. Kung may lumabas, edi meron. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Diba? Ganun lang yan. Huwag natin pilitin magkaroon ng something kung wala talaga. Diba? Okay, so ano gagawin? Tingnan mo yung mga companies. Kung meron kang type, edi gawin nyo, check nyo yung opportunities. After that, you now submit your information to that company. Okay, when you submit your information to the company, it will ask for your profile, for your resume link and password. So ikaw lang magbibigay ng consent dun sa company. Okay? Now another option is for you to send resumes via email. Now there's nothing wrong in sending resumes through email. Ang tanong dito is, how are you sending your resumes through email? Do you do it like this? Do you say, "Dear HR manager, I'd like to apply for the following position. This is my resume." Tapos mag-attach ka ng Word file, PDF file, or whatever file you have. If you're doing those attachments pa, ang tawag dyan, traditional, pampabagal, makaluma. Hindi ko sinabing mali. Ang sabi ko lang, traditional, pampabagal, makaluma. Bakit? Hindi mo kailangan mag-attach anything anymore. If you're going to write an email and send your resume, just simply type your resume link there. "Dear HR manager, I would like to apply for the following position. This is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, jobs.at.com, send. Tapos na. Ganun lang kabilis. Diba? Whatever changes you need to do, you put it inside your resume link. You don't have to keep on sending another attachment. Paano kung imagine mo na lang, nag-attach ka ng Word file. Diba? Ng PDF file. Tapos nagpalit ka ng address, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Email mo na naman yung HR. "Dear HR manager, I'm sending you my updated resume." Ganun ba? Paano kung 2 months later, lumipat ka ng bahay, iba na address mo, send ka ulit ng bagong resume? "Dear HR manager, I'm sending you my updated, most recent resume." I don't think you'll do that. Kasi kung ganun ang ginagawa mo, sayang sa oras yan, nakapagod sa part mo, lalong-lalo naman sa part ng HR, mas nakakapagod to keep track kung saan dyan yung pinaka-updated na attachment or pinaka-updated na resume ng aplikante. And this time around, if you have your resume link, all you need to do is just update your resume link at lahat na may alam ng resume link mo, makikita nila yung pinaka-real-time update ng profile or information. Ayos ba? Ayos ba? Sige, another one. For those who wanted to use a hard copy, gusto mo talaga may hard copy ka when you apply to those companies, you want to give something, then this is also possible. What do? You go to your dashboard inside your job seeker account, then you can print your resume link. Mamili ka lang, 1 column or 2 column version. Either way, the system will try to compress everything into 1 page. O diba? Maginhawa sa buhay. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-apply sa mga kumpanya, hindi mo na kailangan mag-prepare ng maraming mga pages. Minsan, di ba, yung mga aplikante, mga 2-3 pages ang isang set ng resume. Palibasa, yung font size 45. Kaya umaabot ng 2-3 pages. O diba? Pero this time, the system will try to compress everything na into 1 page. Just in case you really want to have a hard copy. O diba? Tipid. Okay? Another thing pa for me to encourage you to do is you use resume link cards. Resume link cards. Ano tong resume link card? Kung sa mga nagtatrabaho na, ang tawag namin business card. Sa mga nag-a-apply, tawag dyan, resume link card. So in one piece of paper, whether short bond or long bond paper, you can now design it your own way. You can design it depende kung ano ang gusto mo, pagiging creativity mo. Ikaw bahala. You can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa laki or liit. Diba? Kasi laki ng index card or kasi liit lang ng mga normal business cards natin. Diba? So depende. So maybe in one long bond paper, you can make 10, 20 sets of cards na. And so after you have it printed out, pwede ka na ngayon maggupit-gupit. Gupit-gupit na lang. 'Di ba? 10 or 20, bawat kumpanya, you can now start to give that as a hard copy. Hard copy pa rin naman yan eh. But this time, why am I encouraging you to use resume link cards instead of the traditional long bond or short bond paper? Bakit? Una-una, tipid. 'Di ba? Because of course, right now, eto, tipid. Kasi if you're going to apply to 20 companies, you don't need to print 20 sets of long bond papers. You just need to print one long bond paper and cut 20 small pieces of resume link cards. O, di ba? That's for the cost side. Tipid na. Pangalawa, at mas importante, security of information. Di ba? You want to have peace of mind. Paano ko nasabi yan? Kapag ikaw yung nagbigay sa isang kumpanya ng long bond paper or short bond paper, example lang, no? It's a traditional resume. And for some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Okay? Nilipad ng hangin. Hindi mo kasalanan. Kasalanan ng hangin eh. Diba? May nakapulot na stranger. May nakapulot na stranger. All your information, alam na nung stranger. Tama? And you cannot deny it because you know what I'm saying is true. Diba? Hindi mo kilala pero alam niya yung buong details mo. Now, using your resume link card, same scenario. Nagbigay ka ng resume link card sa company, nilipad ng hangin ngayon. May na stranger na nakapulot, okay lang. Bakit? Kampante ka. Kasi yung resume link, ikaw may control ng privacy settings mo. That's why, in your resume link card, what I recommend, you just simply put your name and your resume link. Dalawa lang. That's it. If you want to put your mobile number, it's okay. It's up to you. You can put it there. Diba? Pero ang point ko is, resume link, pwede na siya makita ng mga HR or mga companies na bibigyan mo. Diba? So you have peace of mind now. Okay? So there's a lot of advantages using resume links. In fact, doon pa lang sa privacy portion, panalong-panalo ka na. Ikaw ang may control ng privacy settings mo real time. Pagdating sa speed of hire, it becomes faster and more efficient because whatever you want to show the HR, you just attach it there. Whatever the HR needs from you, they just ask from you. Diba? You take a picture, you scan them, upload it there, and later on, pag okay na, you now turn off yung privacy settings mo. Diba? Or you can remove them in the attachments. Diba? Cost efficient, definitely wala tong gastos, tipid. Diba? If you're thinking, ay sir, paano po yung internet? Kailangan ng pang-load. Pwede ka maging resourceful. Connect lang tayo sa mga libreng wifi. O, diba? And then, pagdating sa flexibility, if you really want to have it printed out, yung inyong resume, you also have the option to print it out. That's like how I showed it to you, 1 column or 2 column version. Either way, it's really up to you. Pero ang point ko is, resume link na lahat yan. Okay? And you can use this to any platform, whatever platform you want to share it to. You want to share it sa mga messenger nyo, you want to share it sa email, sa Viber, sa text, di ba? Gusto mo, kaya ko bahala. Di ba? Gusto mo, sulat mo sa papel, tapos gawa ka ng airplane, palipad mo, di ba? May nakakuha, alam niya yung resume link mo. Ikaw bahala. Okay? Ikaw may control kung sino ang gusto mo bigyan. Okay? You don't have to use your USBs anymore. You don't have to save it sa hard drive. Baka mawala pa yung USB nyo. Delikado. Diba? Wag na. Baka kung ano pa makita ng mga nakakapulot ng mga USB na yan. Okay? So you don't need to worry about compatibility as well because this is compatible to any platform. If you're using Android, you're using Safari, kung ano magamit mo, pwede yan sa kahit anong version. Okay? And so, just to promote lang, if you want to be part of our team, we're also hiring. Mismo sa jobs180.com, we're hiring for several opportunities, several vacancies yan. Check out na lang yung aming jobs180.com/jobs180 na page. Okay? And by the grace of God, shout out lang ako, right now we have more than 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide from north all the way to the south of the Philippines. Thank you, Lord. O, diba? Ang kinalat namin, hindi lang virus. Biro lang. Kinalat namin resume link. Yan ang kinalat natin. So, a lot of schools now, including your alma mater, are now using the resume link. So, I hope it doesn't stop here. No? You become a blessing to others as well. If you have friends, you have yung mga relatives mo, na sa tingin mo kailangan nitong tool na ito, you can share it to them. Wala namang bayad eh. Libre naman yan. Okay? And so, as we close this portion, I'd like to discuss some of the frequently asked questions. Baka ito yung mga agam nyo or ito yung mga questions na gusto nyo tanungin. Sagutin ko na muna. Okay? Unang tanong, can I give my resume links to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. Basta alam nila eksaktong link mo at ikaw may control, sino bibigyan mo nun. Ikaw lang ang magbibigay. Diba? So, ikaw lang may alam sino binigyan mo. Okay? Now, second question, is it the same as other job platform, kagaya ng JobStreet, LinkedIn, or any other job site? The answer is no. May dalawang pagkakaiba. And let me use an example here. Let me do a shout out to JobStreet, no? Because I think you guys know what JobStreet is. So, shout out lang to them, sa mga nasa JobStreet. If you're using JobStreet na resume, you can only apply to companies who are using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. Pero pag gamit mo yung resume link mo, pwede mo yung gamitin kahit na saan, kahit na kanino, kahit na anong platform. Diba? Basta alam ng HR yung eksaktong link mo at ikaw magbibigay nun. That's the first difference. Second difference, if you have already submitted your job street resume to an HR, you cannot change anything anymore. Well, you can on your end, but it will not be reflected on the HR. Hindi siya magiging real-time update. Comparing it to resume link ni Jobs 180, you can update it real-time. 2 days later, 5 minutes later, 6 weeks later, ikaw bahala. Anytime nag-update ka ng information, lahat na in-update mo, dagdag bawas, will be reflected real-time across all na may alam ng resume link mo. Okay? So those are the two major differences. Now, pagdating sa pangatlong question, yan ang pinaka-simpleng tanong. Can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na job application platform. Okay? So, use your resume link. Number 4 question, I think is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? The answer is every time. Every time na meron kang babaguhin. Okay? Every time na meron kang babaguhin. Lalong-lalo na yung contact details mo. Kasi imagine, binago mo lahat. Binago mo yung work experience mo, nagkaroon ng awards, nagkaroon ng achievement, hindi ka naman makontak ng HR. Wala rin, di ba? Sayang din. That's why you have to update yung contact details nyo. Okay? And the last question is just a trivia. Trivia lang, palaisipan. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around 180 degrees. And in case you're wondering, no, you wanted to raise a concern, bakit hindi po 360? Kasi pag 360 degrees, you only go back to where you started. Ikot ka lang na ikot, wala kang pupuntahan. 'Di ba? Bumabalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Oh, ha? Oh, 'di ba? Char lang 'yan. Okay? So, anyways, again, kung meron pa kayo ibang questions, just in case you have questions, okay, you may send those questions here through our website, www.jobs180.com. You can also email us or email me here sa info@jobs180.com. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, pati na rin sa TikTok. Okay, so check us out on all our social media platform. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget the wa. Okay? Isang magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, Sir Kim. So to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. Mauna muna ako para makapag-isip kayo ng tanong. So, first question. Can we ask, sir, about the usual turnaround time for applications? Like, gaano katagal from the moment you submit your resume?
Usually, when you submit your resume, iba-iba kasi bawat company, iba-iba yung kanilang turnaround time. Pero may iba mabilis, lalo na kung super urgent yung position. Yung iba mas matagal if they have more time to process, especially if there are more applicants. But I think the usual turnaround time is about 2 weeks to 1 month. Yan yung tingin kong average, no, 2 weeks to 1 month for companies to be able to move forward dun sa pag-process. From interview yan all the way to job offer. Yan. So, yun. Pero again, iba-iba. No? May mga companies mas matagal, lalo na kung mas mataas yung mga position na hinahanap. Pag mas entry level, then mas shorter yung turnaround time.
Okay. Thank you for that, sir. Next question about red flags. Ano po yung mga babantayan nating red flags kung kami po ay aplikante?
Babantayan ng red flag. Kung ako aplikante, ito yung mga things that will make me think twice, no, to apply for the company. Number 1, if the company is asking for any payment, lalo na kung local and direct hiring yan. No, huwag kayo magpapabiktima sa mga kumpanya na fly-by-night or yung mga nagsascam. So sometimes they'll ask you for payment para ma-process yung application nyo. If it's a local and direct hiring, super no-no yon, no? So, hindi ako naniniwala kailangan mo magbayad yan. Saka sa batas, wala talagang ganon. No? Pagka ikaw ay mag-a-apply ng local and direct hiring, hindi talaga dapat kailangan magbayad ni piso. Okay? The other red flags for me, if the company does not have a website. Like, when I say website, it's not a social media site. Kasi if you ask companies nowadays, they might give you for reference of checking kung ano information meron nila is their social media site. No? So iba yun, no? Yung talagang official company website is something that I think the company should have. The other red flag for me, ito talaga hindi naman ito like super black and white na scenario, pero mas maganda if the company has a physical office in the Philippines. Pag yung company, legit naman siya, pero wala siyang office sa Philippines, example lang, naka-course through lang siya through a third party, for me, it's still best that you apply sa mga companies na merong physical office sa Philippines. Kasi kung sakali lang may problema dun sa later on, no, sa employment nyo, meron kayong pupuntahan. Pag nagsumbong ka kay Dole, meron pupuntahang opisina, 'di ba? At may hahantingin. Pero kung wala sila dito, good luck, 'di ba? Yun yung mangyayari doon. So, those for me are the top red flags, no? Kung may ganun, isip-isip mo na, no, before mag-apply.
Okay. Thank you for that, sir. Question number 3. Is it okay to apply to jobs not directly related to your course?
Not directly related to your course, yes. So kahit na ikaw ay engineering, tapos gusto mo mag-apply sa position na walang connect sa engineering, pwede, no? Nakita mo graphic design, pwede ka mag-apply, 'di ba? Mobile game developer, o halimbawa lang. Tapos may ganun ka namang skills. But you have to be able to show proof din doon sa HR para maniwala sila. Kasi if let's say for example lang, you're in accounting, 'di ba? Pag yun yung course mo, given na yan ang background mo, alam na ng more or less ng HR, alam niya na yan talaga inaral nyo. Diba? Pero if you are going to say, apply for a position, tapos they require a certain skill, like a technical skill, na alam mo naman yon kasi inaral mo siya, pero, inaral mo, not in school, not in school. No? So, you need to be able to show them maybe your portfolio, you need to show them yung sample works mo na meron ka talagang ganong background. I'll give an example. No, dati meron tayong empleyado meron nag-work for Johnson 80. Before ito kung tama ang memory ko, ang course niya chemistry, no? Pero yung trabaho niya graphic designer. Ayan. So that person was hired for a graphic designer position even if yung background niya chemistry. O, di ba? So walang connect, pero pwede kayo mag-apply, mag-explore. Okay? So I hope na answer ko yung tanong ni Ma'am Shari.
Thank you for that, sir. How about yung mga positions, sir, na for example, nakalagay, requires 2 years of experience, of working experience. Pwede bang mag-apply doon kahit fresh grad?
Okay. If it's a hard requirement na kailangan talaga at least 2 years experience, then you don't have any experience. You can be a fresh grad with 2 years experience. 'Di ba? Kasi pwede ka naman kakagraduate mo lang pero nag-stop ka, example, nag-stop ka ng 5 years kasi you had to work, example, no? And then you just finish your school. So technically speaking, fresh grad ka. Pero meron ka naman, you fit the qualification. Now, in general lang sinasabi ko ngayon is kapag wala ka talagang work experience and then you want to apply for a requirement that says at least 2 years experience, sa tingin ko you will have a very slim chance of being to be qualified, no, for that position, mainly because sinabi na nga at least 2 years experience, 'di ba? Yun yung nakalagay. Now, you should ako naman ang recommend ko diyan is you don't stop from applying pa rin. You submit your resume link to that company kahit na nakita mo na kailangan nila ng 2 years experience, ikaw wala pa, bigay mo because you never know, you might be considered for a different position. 'Di ba? Pwede mangyari 'yun 'di ba? Ayan 'yun. So, and another thing is when you submit your resume link today and 2 years later, kung meron ka ng work this year, 2 years later, pwede ka na mag-qualify doon sa position na ina-apply mo. May 2 years requirement, 'di ba? 'Yun. Okay? So, I hope I'm able to shed some light doon sa tanong na 'yun.
Thank you
Dami
for
natin
that.
audience ngayon mga audience yan sa TUP. Baka may questions kayo. Go lang, fire away.
PSA, we are experiencing slowdown or latency in the website right now. So to those who are trying to register, kindly try again later because we're still fixing the issue. Yeah. So next question, sir. For the job fair tomorrow, what are the things that they need to prepare and how can they get processed faster tomorrow?
Okay. So, yan, very, very timely question, no? So, as you can see on the screen, may nagsuscroll na link. That's the first thing you need to do. Go check out that link, schools.jobs180.com/TUP. Doon sa page na yon, makikita ninyo merong invitation for your job fair tomorrow. So the details are there. What you need to do is you have to click the button that says click to join. Diba? So when you do that, you have to have a Jobs on 80 resume link. So to summarize, ang haba na sinabi ko, gumawa ka ng resume link. Yan ang unang-una. Okay? Because tomorrow when you go to the job fair, companies who will be participating, they are expecting students from or audience from TUP to be giving their resume link. Now, this is not the first time that they're going to encounter this. We have been in partnership with TUP Manila since 2014. So 2014, 2015 pa yan, di ba? So it's almost a decade now. And year after year, the students who are going to the job fair, whether it's face-to-face or virtual, meron silang mga resume links. Kaya yung mga companies, looking forward yan, very excited na ma-process yung mga resume links nyo. Now, to follow up with the question, sabi mo, Ma'am Shari, how can they be hired faster or shorter yung recruitment process? Ang sa akin is you put all the information in yung relevant information mo, lahat ng details mo, kumpletuhin mo na sa loob ng resume link para nababawasan yung pabalik-balik na hihingiin pa ng mga company sa inyo. Okay, so yan yun. And then I send you all the best para ma-process kayo kaagad. Ayan.
Okay. Sir, we have a question from Andre Obra. What is your hiring process like? So maybe we can relate it to the event tomorrow kasi madaming companies po.
Okay. I thought that ang question niya is para sa Jobs on 80. So sige, yung hiring process tomorrow when you go to the link, okay, we'll send you, first of all, you have to have a Jobs on 80 account. Yan ang una-una. Okay? Kasi pag meron ka ng resume link, masesendan ka ngayon ng reminders. Okay? So the meeting link will be there, reminders will be there for tomorrow's event. Now, once you go to that link tomorrow, which will start by 9 o'clock, so try to be there by 8:30, be there earlier na. Connect na kayo dun sa platform, sa Zoom platform. After that, then expect nyo companies to showcase first, to tell them about who they are, what they have to offer, and then you can check out their vacancies. So, pag nakita mo yung mga opportunities na nandun, next mo gagawin, you have to apply. If you don't apply, how will they process? Diba? So, you have to apply. And then, the next thing to happen is they will process whether they screen you immediately for on the day hiring or pwede rin mangyari na i-process nila kayo later on. Kasi tomorrow, since ang daming influx sa mga aplikante, baka hindi nila maisa-isa kaagad. Diba? So, just make sure that you're able to submit muna. Now, submit your resume link and then you wait for the companies to get in touch with you for the next steps.
Okay. From France, Javier Obispo, pwede po bang to follow na lang yung NBI and other...
Of course. Pwede naman. Pwede yan. Hindi naman to kagad ngayon na nag-a-apply ka, papakita mo kagad NBI clearance mo tsaka government IDs. These are part of the pre-employment requirements. Okay, so by the time you are considered for the position, you're shortlisted na or perhaps they will offer you na for the job offer, yan na. Tsaka yan ngayon ginagawa. Diba? Tsaka yan hihingiin ng company. No? NBI clearance, mga government IDs. Now, again, depende sa kumpanya. May iba naman, sa simula pa lang, they already wanted to make sure na wala ka talagang problem sa NBI or you have all these pre-employment requirement. So, whichever works for you. No? Para sa akin, kung meron ka ng mga document, lagay mo na sa resume link mo. Kung meron na. Kung wala, then tsaka mo nilang i-attach as you go along. No? Yan yun.
Okay. So, to everyone, don't worry. Before we end the webinar today, we'll also release the list of companies participating tomorrow. Ayan. So, maya antayin nyo. So, thank you, Sir Kim.
Okay, thank you rin. By the way, shout out din ako. Sa Jobs on 80, mismo, internal, we are also hiring. So there are several positions that we need to fill. If you're interested, just go visit the link that you're seeing there, schools.jobs180.com/TUP. Hanapin nyo lang Jobs 180 or pumunta kayo diretso mismo sa Jobs on 80 na website. Hanapin nyo Jobs on 80. You'll see all the positions that we're looking for. Now, if you have friends or you have relatives that you think would qualify for those positions or kayo mismo, if you're interested, just send us your resume link or you can also email us your resume link diretso na sa info at jobs180.com. Okay? But don't forget, resume link para mabilis.
Okay, thank you for that, sir.
Thank you, Ren. Sige po. See you tomorrow sa job fair.
So next up, we have the topic maximizing the best of both worlds, how to thrive in the hybrid setup. So this will be discussed by Sir Raymart Kyle Dabbay of Accenture. Sir Kyle is a graduate of BS Psychology and is a licensed psychometrician with more than a year of experience in the recruitment field. So let's welcome to the floor Sir Kyle Dabbay. Hi, Sir Kyle. Good morning. How are you?
Hello, good morning, Shari. Good morning, everyone. I'm
Where
good.
can we test your
Very early.
deck?
Yeah, sure. Hold
We
on.
will wait for it to load, sir. No? So today, sir, we are joined by 1,400 TUPians, ayan, scholar, joining us today for today's activity.
Ang
So
dami pala,
tomorrow,
no?
we're expecting them to be joining the job fair as well. So, Sir Kyle, I saw your deck, so this is good. So I leave it to it, and I'll be back for Q&A. You have 20 minutes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Shari. Okay, good morning again, everyone, to TUP, to 1,400 students. Grabe ang dami. I think this is the very first time that I've had that much audience. And I guess I'd like to thank everyone for coming in. No, it's very early. It's 9:54 a.m. I just started my shift at 9 a.m. So I'm not very used to morning talks, but I'll try my best, na, especially for this much audience that we currently have. So, all right. My topic is maximizing the best of both worlds. So when we say maximizing the best of both worlds, no, in employment, it means working in a hybrid work setup. Okay, so we will be discussing what is hybrid work setup, what are the benefits of working in a hybrid work setup, disadvantages, and what are some of the tips that I can give you guys to maximize, working in this kind of setup. All right. So before we start, of course, I'd like to give a very short um, definition of hybrid work. And hybrid work, it is a flexible work model that supports a blend of in-office, remote, and on-the-go workers. It offers employees the autonomy to choose to work wherever and however they are the most productive. So when we talk about hybrid work setup, technically the company gives the freedom to have their employees work in their convenience. So let's say, for example, in my case, no, throughout naman sa session, I'll be using myself as an example. I'm currently working in a hybrid work setup. So what you're seeing, this is a virtual background. I'm currently at home. No, I'm currently working remotely, and there are times that I have to report on site. No, or sometimes naman I have client visit. No, since I am from campus recruitment team, we also go to different universities to visit them, have some campus engagements, and so on and so forth. So that is what a hybrid working setup. So there are times that you have to report and work in office. No, sometimes you're working remotely. Sometimes you are in a client side or whatever direction your employee asks you to work on. No? So that is the hybrid working setup. Your own time, your own schedule. Okay. So we will be discussing first benefits of hybrid work setup. Of course, hybrid work setup, this is not something that most of us know. No, ever since the pandemic, this was just introduced recently. Because most of the companies has to transition in our remote work setup. Diba? In the beginning, most of us working remotely, yung mga nakakapag-work lang on-site, mostly are mga health allied jobs because they're working on health protocols, ganyan, COVID-19 responses. Now, pero ever since 2020, employees started transitioning again and started deploying employees back on site. Some employers choose to go 100% on site, no? But there are still companies that offers hybrid work setup. There are still companies that offer 100% um, remote work setup. So we will be discussing what are the benefits if in any case you will be working in a hybrid work setup. Ayan. So first and foremost, ayan, employees can work when and how they are the most productive. Okay. So in an office model, no, yung usual nating working on site, people are expected to be, let's say, on the clock between 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., diba? Every workday. So you have to report on site, work in your client's office, um, from 8 a.m. to 5 or 9 to 6, no? From Mondays to Friday. No? Sometimes Saturday, depending if overtime work, diba? So that is an office first model. In a hybrid work model, of course, employees have more flexibility to get their work done when, how, and where they are the most productive. So this means you have a flexible schedule and location. Okay. So again, I'd like to set myself as an example. I live in Bulacan, and my office in Accenture is in Gateway Cubao. So in my case, at least based on my project and in my team, we only have to report on site twice a month. Yeah, before kasi once a month. Pero for productivity purposes, we have to report twice a month now. No, sometimes every 2 weeks, ganon. So it's very convenient for me, and I can definitely say I work the most efficient, no, at home. No, kasi I'm kind of introverted, no, so it's easier for me to focus when I am alone working on whatever things I need to accomplish. No, I'm good with my own table, with my laptop, my work laptop, just some snacks by my side, and I'm good to go. I'm good for the day. No, so it's very convenient for me because I can also, do some things that I cannot do if I have to report on site, which will lead us to the next benefit, better work life balance. So when we talk about better life balance, it is finding a balance is way easier in a flexible working arrangement. So let's say when employees have more control of their work schedules, they can free up time to take care of whatever personal errands they have, in their personal lives. So let's say, for example, meron kang kailangang bayaran sa Meralco, if you choose not to pay it online, you can do it if you are working remotely, or let's say picking up your siblings from school, being at home for your Shopee or Lazada delivery. Now, in my case, I'd like to stay at home because of the convenience of it, and also I can run my personal errands. No? I can also take care of my dog. I can focus, on my dog's meal, kung ano ang kinakain niya. And since my dog is Shih Tzu, so medyo sensitive sila pag naiiwan sila. So it's very convenient for me at least kasi I get to enjoy my personal life while working at home. So that is what I can say in terms of better work-life balance. Okay. And the next, hire talent across the globe. Of course, mas flexible yung pagsosource natin ng mga other employees because you can get a chance to meet other people from the globe or, kapalitin lang natin, even across the Philippines now. So in a hybrid work model, your company can hire talent from all around the globe or the nation, no? Having access to a wider talent of people, no? You can hire more people with specialized skills. No? Kasi syempre, if you are working strictly on-site, you only have very limited options because yung mga pumupunta lang to recruitment hubs are those that are interested to work on-site. So we cannot necessarily tap everyone, no? Even talents from other locations kasi nga, they are not within the vicinity. No? They cannot report on-site. if they have to join the team or if they have to join a certain project within your company, they need to work at home or remotely, no, or in a hybrid work setup, no. So I think being able to hire people across the globe, it definitely gives your organization a competitive edge, and help you connect to more people, build meaningful connections within your team or your project. So in my case, in my team, we actually have a teammate from campus recruitment team that is currently in Cebu. So our team hasn't, seen him yet face to face. No, we only get to see him virtually. No, pero it's a good thing that we have a skeletal manpower, no, in Cebu, because every time we will be having events in Cebu, whether it is virtual or physical, we have a representative within our team in Cebu. Kasi we have 6 offices in Cebu. Accenture has 6 satellite offices there. So, ayun, like what I've said, it's easier for us to connect with schools in Cebu because of him. Because he is the one who is attending events that are related from Cebu kasi they also have to speak the language, no? So, syempre, they can talk in vernacular pagka mga ganun. So, technically, I get to connect with that person, no? He's very fun to be with kahit virtual lang siya. And it's beneficial to our team because we don't necessarily have to go to Cebu every time we will be having event within the area. Okay, so those are some of the benefits of hybrid work setup, and there are definitely more. So I just want to tap with the most efficient, no, yung pinaka, I guess something that you guys would definitely learn or get to witness pagka nasa hybrid work setup kayo. Alright. And then next, of course, there are benefits, there are advantages of working on a hybrid work setup, like what we have discussed. So there are also disadvantages of working in a hybrid work setup. Ayan, so let me just move to the next page. Okay, so first one, it's harder to collaborate with remote employees. Okay, I know it's contradicting because like what I've said, meron kaming may ka-team kami sa Cebu that we've only seen virtual, no? Virtual meetings lang kami. Although of course we enjoy his company and we are very thankful to what he can contribute to our team, no? There is still a challenge, of course, because it's harder to connect, no, with employees who are working remotely, no, genuinely, than those employees that are working on site, no. I mean, to each of its own, okay? So, meron mga tao na they prefer meeting people virtually. There are people who prefer meeting people on site, no, face to face. There are those that are very accommodating now, they can do whatever, no. Pero I think in my case, no, I'm much closer to people that I get to see, no, literally face to face at office or when we are having campus engagements. Kasi there are some conversations that I get to talk to them na hindi namin magawa virtually because of course the restriction within the work, yung mga pinag-uusapan namin, of course, has to be work-related. May onting biroan, pero work-related lang. Pero, when you get to connect with people on a physical level, nakikita mo sila, nakakasama sila mag-lunch, there is a better rapport na na-establish natin compared to those people that are working virtually. But then again, both are still efficient. I'm just saying on perspective that is actually happening, that is actually something that we can observe within our team. Okay, all right, so next, requires oversight and maintenance to keep it working. Of course, especially for remote employees, no, there are limited options to oversee their productivity at home. Okay, so in our case kasi at least some team within human resources, no, na I know of, they have this particular software now installed in their laptop that can monitor what they are currently doing. They have to log, let's say, I'm currently monitoring Jobs 180 website to look for applicants, pool of candidates, ganyan. So yun, naka-time yun kung gano'n nila katagal ginagawa. That is exclusive, that works best for remote employees because, we only have limited options to see what they are doing. No? I mean, I don't think it's fair naman to have them on cab throughout, no? Kasi sometimes even when you're working on site, no, I'm guilty. Sometimes palabas-labas ako. I have to take a break. I have to go to the comfort room. Bibili ng pagkain somewhere. That's normal, no? Especially if let's say hindi naman super bigat ng work ha. Pero of course, pag super bigat ng work, you have to stay focused. Pero we cannot expect the same for those that are working remotely, no? But the key for us to, maintain this kind of overseeing employees is that you have to trust them. You have to genuinely connect with them that although we cannot, see you, I hope you are doing, whatever work that you need to do or to finish within the day, no? Check on them. Wala namang masama if you message them na, hi Kyle, how are you currently doing on this this portion, no? Or have you finished the one that I requested you? No? So I think that is the best way for us to connect with them. However, that would still be a challenge, no? Especially for remote employees. Okay. And then next is not suitable for all industries. Of course, no? Hindi naman lahat ng kind of work is amenable to a hybrid work setup, no? So let's say, for example, manufacturing services, no? I don't think that is something that you can do remotely, no? I guess retail, although there's online shopping, no? Pero there are still companies such as SM, no? That accommodates people, no? Physically at their shop. And then let's say health related jobs, no? Again, although we have telemed, no? Teleconsultation, ganyan. That's a thing, where we get consultations from doctors online. I mean, for example, like surgery, that is not something that you can do remotely. I don't think that's possible. Let's say, for example, checking up other complicated parts of your body. You have to have it checked physically. So it's not applicable to all industries, no? Very limited lang din yung mga companies that can do hybrid work setup given the line of their work, no? Also yung mga field work, no? Let's say for example, engineers, ganyan. They have to of course go on the field and check whatever the needful, no? So it doesn't work for everyone. So I guess I'm just thankful that Accenture is one of the company that offers hybrid work setup, at least up to this day, no? For certain projects, for certain teams, no? Kasi it definitely uplifts the employee a little bit more because they have a better work-life balance. Okay, so I guess those are some of the disadvantages that I can think of in a hybrid work setup. Okay, so this is from Accenture's website. Okay, so this is how most employees, or at least on Accenture's POV or point of view, this is how they see hybrid work setup. Okay, so let's say, for example, first one, flexible schedule. We provide several voluntary options, including job sharing opportunities, part-time and flex time schedules. Okay, now, so what this part or portion is trying to say is that within Accenture, although upon your signing, you have, of course, a schedule that will be given to you or your team. However, of course, we understand that you also have your own life and you also might have your own part-time or sideline, no? Let's say, for example, nag-VA ka din, virtual assistant, ganyan, mga 2 hours or 3 hours. If your schedule in Accenture really conflicts with your part-time job, it's totally fine. No, we can do a little adjustment to your time para you can maximize, no, both your full-time and your part-time. So we offer flexible schedules for our employees to do more with whatever they want to do with their time. And next, sorry, telecommute. Work from a location other than a designated Accenture office or project site. Okay, so yes, this is also possible within Accenture, so long as you have your Accenture laptop, no, or Accenture device, and you are visiting other location, as long as also the internet provider, no, or the internet connectivity is secured. No, you cannot just connect directly to public Wi-Fi, I believe, for Accenture because of confidentiality and security. No, so as long as you know it and you know the restrictions, you can work somewhere else naman. No worries with that. So long as you can provide the necessary output your supervisor or your team is asking you to finish, you can work anywhere, no? Where you feel more effective and efficient. And next, client side flexibility. Manage your time away from home with flyback flights, compressed work weeks, extended weekends, and time at client. Again, there are also certain projects, no, that requires their employees within Accenture to work on their client side. No? So this gives you more flexibility, no? Kasi you have to focus on your client. Hence, yung work mo for Accenture is more on client. No? You don't have to worry about other admin tasks for now, no? Just to really focus on your client or to your project, no? Whatever you are currently working on. Okay. So I guess the next slide are just some photos that I have, no, just to give you guys an overview of how is my work-life balance as someone who is working hybrid on a hybrid work setup. Ayan, so the first two photos, ayan, I'm working on site. Now the first photo is my team from campus recruitment team. We had a visit sa innovation hub namin sa Taguig. Yan, so we had students from Baguio, from SLU, ganyan. And then on the other side, sa right, top, no, ay mga friends ko, those that I know of talaga when we had our town hall last year. Okay. So yeah, I also get the chance to work on site, no, twice a month, like what I mentioned. Sometimes I only work once. Sometimes actually hindi na ako nakapunta sa site because of conflict sa campus engagement. Sometimes I have to prioritize going to universities rather than working on site because that's the nature of my job. Ayan. Pero syempre, if I am not working on site, sometimes and most of the time I'm working from home. Ayan. So third photo, that is our dog, that is my partner, and I get to see him more because he lives somewhere in Bulacan lang din. And works in somewhere in Bulacan lang din. And then, of course, I get to focus on my dog. And I enjoy working. And I'm more efficient kasi I get to see the people that I love and the dog that I love. No? And then the last photo, I love going to the beach. So that is me on lunch break. No? Kasi after nyan, mag-work na ako ulit. So sometimes that definitely works for me because I've secured naman the internet connection. I have the necessary tools to comply with whatever job I needed to accomplish. No? Accenture wouldn't restrict you to work somewhere else. No? Sometimes I work in a coffee shop. No? If I have the budget. If I can work a Starbucks, ganyan coffee project, I will do so, no? Just to feel a little bit more efficient because sometimes medyo nakaka-bored sa bahay. So this is how it looks like working in Accenture. No, you have a flexible working arrangement. And I feel more efficient pagka ganito yung work setup because I get to also do the stuff that I needed to do and the stuff that I want to do. Ayan. Okay, so I think we're gearing towards the end. I guess I'd like to give you guys some tips on the things that you needed to invest if you will be working on a hybrid work setup. So first and foremost, of course, is your time. No, time management is very important, whether you are working on site or off site, no, or remote. Especially if you are working remotely, no, time management is important. Unlike those employees that has to report on site, no, ikaw, if your schedule starts at 9 a.m., pwede ka nang gumising ng 8 a.m. no, or even 8:30, or kung matapang ka, 8:50 a.m. Ako matapang ako, sometimes I wake up at 8:50 a.m. What else? Syempre, again, like what I've said, for those that are working on site, they have a harder time, syempre. Kasi they have to prepare. Sometimes gigising sila ng 6 or 7 a.m. for their 9 a.m. schedule. So if you're working remotely, please manage your time accordingly, no? Make the most out of it. If you needed to rest, no? Give yourself some time to rest. Pero if it's time for your job, no, make sure that you manage it well. Make sure that you will not be late, okay? And the same with the remote work setup. On-site work setup. You also have to manage your time. Make sure that magigising ka sa alarm mo, no? So on and so forth. So invest in your time and work on your time management. The next, invest in your resources. This is very important, especially for hybrid work setup. If you will be working remotely, invest in the proper resources, no, proper devices. If you needed, like a Bluetooth headphones or wireless headphones, para lang pag nag-virtual meeting ka, it's easier for you to talk or to listen, no? Or if you need let's say kasi sa Accenture, you'll only be given a laptop. But if you want to buy a keyboard, that's also okay. Wala namang problem doon. Invest in resources that you think would help you to be more efficient in terms of your work. No? Let's say, for example, if you will be working on site, ako personally, nakita ko lang investment is yung efficiency ko in terms of going on site. No? So I invest. I guess I save money, no? Para every time that I needed to work on site, naka-grab na lang ako kasi twice a month lang naman eh. So hindi ko na kailangang mag-commute, mag-grab na lang ako ganyan. Para hindi ako haggard kasi from Bulacan to Gateway, my God, that's like 2 hours at top, no? So, pero hindi naman syempre exactly from Bulacan naka-grab ako. Siguro after ng isang bus, pagbaba ko mag-grab na lang ako ganyan. That sometimes works for me. So, invest, no, in your resources. And the next, of course, invest in network. If you're working remotely, try to connect and build more meaningful relationship, no? Work relationship, not like romantic relationship, because I don't think that is allowed. Pero yun nga, improve your interpersonal skills and start engaging meaningful connections with your teammate or with other people within your company, whether you are working remote or on-site. Diba, like what I've said, disadvantage kanina na yung mga remote, no, it's harder to connect with them rather than those that are working on-site. Pero again, it depends on you naman eh, to each of its own. If you prefer meeting people remotely, that's fine. If you prefer meeting people on site, that's totally fine as well. Now, whatever works for you, so long as you try to connect, and collaborate with other people within your company, of course. And then lastly, invest in skills, no? So if you will be working remotely, let's say from Monday to Wednesday, maybe take that time to also gather some skills, whether it is soft or hard skills, technical skills, no? Apply to other courses na you can check online. Within Accenture, we offer company-sponsored trainings and certifications that you can make use of, that you can utilize to improve your skills, no? So these 4 are necessary in order for you to work efficiently on a hybrid work setup, no? Para comfortable ka, convenient ka from your end. And I guess that's it. That is my talk for maximizing the best of both worlds or working in a hybrid work setup, visit our website, accenture.com/page students to know more about our company. But if you'd like to take your time and see some job opportunities that we have open, please visit jobs180.com/Accenture. Jobs180 is our partner, in terms of sourcing candidates, campus engagements. So you can definitely visit jobs180.com/Accenture to check on our current openings. Our other social media sites you can also visit: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram. And I guess that's it. Thank you, Jobs 180. Thank you, TUP, for inviting us in this full event. And I hope you guys learned something today.
Thank you for that, Sir Kyle. So to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. I'll go first. So para makapag-isip kayo, no? So first question, sir. To the candidates that you are processing, is the hybrid setup attractive to them? Or do they prefer, or meron ba sir na may preference, gusto nila on-site or gusto nila 100% remote? What is the perfect like balance that we're looking at?
Okay, good question, Shari. Actually, especially when I get to meet students, no, physically, sometimes they open up talaga that they prefer hybrid work setup. Kasi some of them, of course, are graduates of virtual eh. 'Di ba? Some of them has to take their college years virtually. So some of them really opened up that they wanted to invest their time to also meet people and work on site. However, some of them also prefers a hybrid work setup because some of them thinks that working Mondays to Friday on site is a little tiring, time consuming, money consuming, no. So sabi nila they also prefer working at home at some point, no. So sabi ko nga, that's totally fine because Accenture is one of the company that offers hybrid work setup. So I guess hybrid work setup is definitely the most efficient, especially for our graduating students, kasi it's easier for them to understand what they want, not to build the right career journey. Sometimes kasi you cannot figure it out all in the office. No, sometimes you also have to take your time and figure it out on your own when you are at your room on your own desk. No, kung ano yung mga strength and weaknesses mo.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. We have a question here from Kevin Pedroso. Can we do this part time?
Can we do this part-time? Thank you for the question, Kevin. Right now, there are only limited options kasi of part-time positions within Accenture. Because we also invest in our employees, of course. No, when we hire employees, we assign them to specific project. No, we deploy them to certain teams that are specialized in their skills. So currently, I'm not sure, especially for the fresh graduate positions, like for example, for tech associate software engineer, general accounting associate, I don't think that is open for part-time as of now. However, for our business process outsourcing services, no, under operations, just one of the few services that we offer, you can try, and get a shot. Sometimes naman kasi Accenture will allow it so long as there is a necessary reason that only requires you to work part-time. We can work on something on that.
Okay. So, sir, this is a similar question from my question earlier. In this age, what is a more preferable setup? Is it remote or on-site? Siguro, sir, ano lang, para lang ma-answer natin yung question niya.
Okay. All right, sige. If I have to pick between the two, I guess in this age, since we're emerging more on tech, I guess remote work setup is more efficient, especially because most uh, people who are on a higher position, no, they find it more efficient to teach their employees, no, to supervise their employees virtually. Kasi again, employees can hire hundreds of employees. No, if you leave, they can replace you at some point. No, so it's also important that you don't consume your younger age, your mid 20s in working, mata-traffic ka, mauubos yung pera mo sa pagko-commute, kapag kain mo sa office because of course kailangan busog ka to work efficiently. Sometimes it's very tiring. I've also experienced that even before the pandemic. So remote work setup, opens a different realm of experience, no? Especially for students because they get to know their strengths and weaknesses on a remote work setup. Kasi nga, parang ano pala ako, I'm not efficient pagka pagod na ako or like nauubos yung pera ko, ganyan, or nako-consume yung time ko. So I think remote work setup works the best, especially within Accenture kasi we are ready for a remote work setup. Accenture is one of the few companies that offer remote work setup even before the pandemic. So most of our services, most of our platforms talaga are made for virtual meetings or virtual connections.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. So, sir, itong question ko naman ay about recruitment. So, right now,
Okay.
sir, may we ask about the recruitment process? Are we still doing the interviews virtually?
Oh, okay. Good question, Charlie. For our fresh graduates, currently kasi campus recruitment lang nag-handle nun. So we are still doing 100% virtual. Okay? Not unless of course, let's say nagkaroon kami ng physical fair sa TUP ganyan. Of course, that's not virtual. Pero yun nga, from submitting your application that is online, no? We have jobs180.com/Accenture wherein you can directly apply and then we will harvest your application and then process you just the same way lang naman. And then from screening, from assessment, from interview, job offer, submitting of your requirements, your documents, no? Until you onboard. We can all do that virtually for your convenience. Para hindi na kayo mag-spend ng money na to go on site, no? Babalikan niyo pa yung ganito, tatawagan kayo ni employer, hey, I need your NBI, ganyan. Punta ka, balik ka dito sa site. We don't need to do all of that. You can take your time to prepare. Pag nakapasa ka, let's say for a job offer, take your time to prepare and rest lang sa bahay while you wait for your project or your work.
Ayan. So, good news yan sa ating audience. So, ibig sabihin yan, once you apply to Accenture, they will be processing your applications 100% virtually. Ayan. So, good news yan na magandang bagay yan. Kasi most of the employers ngayon, pinapabalik na nila sa site yung mga nag-i-interview. So, magandang ano yan, guys. That's a good thing. Ayan. So, Sir Kyle, again, we thank you for being here. And to our audience, please don't forget to visit Accenture's career site. That's on your screen right now. That's jobs180.com/Accenture. They will also be in the job fair tomorrow at 9 a.m. So kita-kita na lang kung sino mga gusto mag-apply din sa Accenture. Make sure hindi kayo late tomorrow. Ayan.
Yeah, I
Thank
think that's also me tomorrow.
Ay, ikaw din yun, sir. Okay.
Yes.
So, we will see you again, Sir Kyle, bukas. Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Thank you.
Have a great day, Sir Kyle.
Right. You too. Bye-bye. Thank you po.
Ayan. So, thank you to our Sir Kyle, speaker natin kanina, no? So, marami pang pwedeng itanong. So, meron tayo another speaker to discuss top skills employers look for when hiring. Ayan. So, ano yung mga skills na ina-expect ng employers ng companies na dapat alam nyo na. So, ayan. So, this will be discussed by Ms. Vera Tabuzo, HR Associate, Senior Associate ata for Kooapps. So, Ms. Vera majored in AB Development Communication at Ateneo de Naga University, and she is currently the Senior HR Associate for Kooapps Philippines. Ms. Vera?
Hello.
Hi, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, can you
Ayan.
hear me po?
Yes, I can hear you, ma'am.
All right. So,
So, ma'am,
good
your deck
morning.
is up. I leave you to it.
All right. Good morning, Miss Shari, and to all TUPians, right? So, thank you for inviting me this morning, and hopefully, you will learn a lot also with our talk or with my talk as top skills employees look for when hiring. So, let's start. Okay, so again, good morning. I'm Vera Tabuzo, Senior HR of Clubs Philippines Corporation. As what you can see here, here's the recently launched Snake.io in Apple Arcade. So if you will be visiting our website, you'll know more about the games that we have already published. And they're also free to download also on App Store and Play Store. Okay, so there's question here. So, do recruiters and hiring managers agree that the skills section of a resume is important? So, do you think it's still important that you need to include that in your resume? So, there's the research conducted here by Zeti saying that 83.5% believe that skills is still important to be included in your resume. So I hope you include your skills when you make your resume link in Jobs 180. Okay? So please make sure that you put it there. All right, so everything starts with resume, and with Jobs 180 resume link, you can easily adjust or edit the skills that you have and update your information. So even though you already changed number, you can easily update it in Jobs 180 platform, and it doesn't matter if you have several copies of your resume, because once the recruiter have your resume link, then it will already see the changes. Okay. So anyway, first section of the resume, so profile. Please include a short background about you, which contains your contact details, educational background, and objective. Or so when you're applying for a specific job, then please include the objective. Or you may also opt not to include it there. Okay, next one is skills. So specify your hard skills and soft skills. Okay, so for experience also, state the roles that you've handled related to the position you're applying for. So if you're a fresh grad, of course we won't be expecting you to have a real experience or work experience already, but you can include your internship as part of your experience. And last here is portfolio. So sample work is great advantage to prove what you are capable of. So if you haven't started with your portfolio, please compile them already, or at least include your thesis as well. Okay. All right, so let's define skills. And based on Merriam-Webster dictionary, skills is defined as the ability to use one's knowledge effectively and readily in execution or performance. And there are two types. First, you have the hard skills, which is defined as the quantifiable abilities that you acquire through education, training, vocational courses, and these are the technical know-how required for the job. So some of the samples here for the hard skills, you have programming languages, data analysis, SEO marketing, animation, so on and so forth. And for the soft skills, as the other type of skill, you have soft skills, so character traits showing how you work with others, and skills that are universal across all jobs. So, example of the skills that you can include in your resume. So, you have communication skills, team player or being a team player. Next is adaptability or being adaptable. Next is time management and critical thinking. So there are also other soft skills that you can list down. So you might go down to the question, which is more important? So is it the hard skills or the soft skills? So before I answer that, let me first give you an example. So in here, there's a person or there's a candidate applying for mobile game programmer in Kooapps. So we make games. So let's just make it As an example, wherein the candidate is applying for a game programmer role in Kooapps. So please take note that the required programming language for this position are C, C++, C Sharp, Objective-C, and Java. So any of those languages. So for candidate one listed these skills. So he or she has being team player, he is flexible, hardworking, and fast learner. But the question would be, does he have the knowledge to do what's or how to do the things in games, or how to write codes for the game? So that's the question that the recruiter will be asking. So this person is nice, or this candidate is nice, but does he have the skills to do the code for the game? And then next we have the candidate 2. So candidate 2 listed down C, C Sharp, Java in his or her resume. And then he or she also has data structure, cybersecurity, and another skills that he or she added is the soft skill, which is team player, organized, fast learner, and critical thinking. So basically, candidate 2 answered both, can she do the job and can she work well with others. So for candidate 3, just listed down all the technicals or the hard skills. So he or she has knowledge in C, C++, C Sharp, and JavaScript. And he or she also knows debugging, cloud computing, and cybersecurity. However, the candidate didn't list down the soft skill. So the recruiter might ask, does this person can work well with others? Or does this person can thrive in a fast-paced environment, or can even dive in well in the team dynamic? So those are the questions that will be encountered by candidate 3. So last here is candidate 4. So candidate 4 didn't list any skills at all. So the recruiter will be asking, is this candidate even interested in the job? Or does candidate 4 even think that this is all that's needed to apply for the job? All right, so in our table here, so to summarize, candidate 2 has all the technical or hard skills and also the soft skills. So most likely, candidate 2 will be the first to be noticed by the recruiters or the employers. Okay, so if you have the hard skills, please list them down, and also the soft skills. So they know how you work, or if you know how to do the things you needed for the job, and also if you can work well with others. Especially for Kooapps, we are highly collaborative environment. So it's important that the person or the applicant that will be hiring will be able to work well with others. Okay, so yes, so bottom line, both hard skills and soft skills are equally important. Okay, at least for us. So or highly technical, so it's important that the person also knows technical stuff. Okay, yeah. So if ever you don't have, you might not be able to uh, do the job or understand the jargons, technical jargons that people go to, or it might be if ever the person doesn't have the technical capability, you might need another person to teach that from the bottom. Okay, so yeah, those are things that you need to be cautious of. All right. So you might be wondering already, so what are the top skills that employers look for? So of course, the hard skills actually varies for each industry. So we're not going to deep dive into that anymore because you might regret taking your course. Or this is not the top skills that's in demand, or this is not the top skills that's that's on the market. So we'll just focus more on the soft skills. Okay, so hard skills can be taught like in school, or you can also take boot camps for that or other training programs to learn skills. So soft skills are a bit hard to be taught. Okay, so you have to be innate already and then just develop it or enhance it further. So what are the top skills or top soft skills that employers look for? So first is you have good communication. So communication, especially right now, we're in other companies are still doing hybrid setup or full remote. Communication is important. So you have to understand what other people are saying, and you need to also be able to clearly express your thoughts, whether written or in oral form. And the recipient also need to understand, or yeah, basically the recipient also understand what you're saying. So on top of the good communication, it's also included that you know the right words to say and when to say it. Okay. And next here we have leadership. So you might be wondering, I'm just a fresh grad, why do I need leadership, or why is it important to be included in my resume even if I'm just starting? Even when you're just applying for the entry level position, you still need leadership skills. Okay, so leadership is not just being the head of the group, but it starts with self management. So you need to show that you can motivate yourself, you are self disciplined, and you also step up when the need arises. So that's how we define leadership. Okay, so do not just wait. Oh, I'm not yet hired, or I'm not yet working, or I'm not applying for the manager position role, but you need to have your leadership as part of your skills. And next here is adaptability. So especially after pandemic, when everything changes, you don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow, or um, what will happen a few months from now. At least you are ready for changes. Okay, so adaptability, surviving a fast paced environment and competitive industry will need you to adapt well to changes and new situations. So having this skill will show how well you handle challenges. And next here, you have teamwork and collaboration skills. So please remember that there is no I in team. So it's best that you know how to work well with others. So if it's hard to work with you, chances are the project will suffer or the team dynamic will be affected. Okay? And especially with the remote or hybrid setup, teamwork is very crucial, or collaboration is very crucial. Okay, next, you also have the creativity and innovation. So, creativity and innovation, as defined, is the ability to do something with your imagination. So, having this fresh eyes or perspective opens you to new learning and not being limited to conservative or traditional ways. So, not imagine, but If you would remember, actually, when we were kid, we are always imagining things. Like example, when we see things in the cloud, we think that's a dragon or we think that's dinosaur. So sometimes when we grow older, the imagination gets limited. So sometimes other people will tell us, oh, that's not possible, or um, that's not gonna work. So sometimes we also, or the idea also shrink because of the conditioning that the environment gives us. So sometimes we get limited and we only think something that's inside the box. So we got stuck inside the box and we couldn't think of new ideas or new solutions anymore. So I hope you still continue on imagining things and bring out something that's outside the box. Okay. So next one here is problem solving. So problem solving is a complex skill which involves planning and research, information processing, and decision making, which also use systematic approach to break down difficult problems into more manageable parts. So sometimes when the problem is so big, we get overwhelmed. Like we cannot think of how to solve it anymore, or we cannot we get stuck because we think it's so big that we cannot handle that anymore. So if you have a problem solving skills, then you can break it into smaller parts and make it more manageable for you. So I think you can improve problem solving skills also when you're playing games that involves strategies or making strategies. So in Kooapps, you also have games that can make you practice more on problem solving. Okay, next here is critical thinking. So this is the process of analyzing a problem, situation, or issue thoroughly based on evidence and relevant information. So having a critical thinking mind will not just allow you to accept what's in front of you or to accept the things that people feed on you. So also have to check if that's really the truth or if that's not uh, it if it's not the thing that make it sorry so making sure that you just don't fall into false information or into lies. Okay, so yeah, especially right now with the modern ages also and the social media, there's a lot of false information spreading online. So please make sure that you improve your critical thinking and not fall into those scams. Okay. All right. So next one also you have professionalism. So professionalism is your attitude and behavior towards your job. So professionalism is shown when you have the integrity, respect, commitment, and other things. So you don't do it just because. I mean, let's just make an example. So there's money in front of you, you don't take it because no one is watching, but because it's the right thing to do. You don't own that money, so you don't take it, okay, or you don't keep it as your own. So the next best thing is to check others who owns this money or who probably lost their money. Okay, so it's important that you're honest also for in the job, that you're honest in the job. And next here is time management. So time management is your ability to organize and distribute time well between different activities. So having time management will help you get more tasks done with less time. Okay, because sometimes like when you don't know how to manage your time well, you end up getting stressed or you end up getting more tasks piled up. Okay. And last here is interpersonal skills. So interpersonal skills is your ability to connect and build relationships with other colleagues, clients, network, and partners. So part of having interpersonal skills also is being able to actively listen and empathize with others to help you give more effective response. So this is more actually helpful for those in sales. Like in sales, you don't just bombard the clients with the information of your product, but to actually listen to them or to listen to what they need so you can give the feature of your product that works well or that solves their problem. Okay. And next one is how to highlight your skills in resume in an interview. So probably you have a lot of hard skills, soft skills, and you don't know where to start or you don't know which one will sell to the employers. So here are the tips on how you can highlight them. First is know yourself well. So you have to list down the things that you're good at and the things that you need to improve on. So how do you know what are the things that you're good at? You can ask your friends for feedback or you can ask your colleagues to describe you basically. And from there, you can continue practicing or search how to further enhance your top skills. So it's important that you also receive feedback. Okay, do not get angry when someone says, "Oh, I think you're lazy," or "I think you need to improve on your time management." So please keep the feedback so that you know what to improve on yourself. Okay, and after listing down all the things that you are good at and the things that you need to improve on, then you can work on it already. So for the skills that you listed at the bottom, you can seek mentoring or you can also enroll in another class as examples. And basically, you also have to be honest with this to avoid setting yourself to fail. Okay, so if you don't know how to do it or if you don't have it, please do not mention it. Or if you're just planning to take it palang, example for the hard skill, you're just planning to take it palang. Do not list it as your skill already, okay? Because you haven't learned it. Learn that. You haven't learned that yet. So if ever you get hired and then the boss asks you to do this and then later on you didn't know how to do it, then good luck. That's all that I can say. All right, so next one here is read the job post carefully. So reading the job posting carefully determines or it will help you determine if you have what it takes for the role. Then you can tailor fit your application based on the job needs. Okay, so of course, only put the skills that you know or that you currently have. And then for every application that you have, you can also adjust it, adjust which one will be on top and which one you can put as part of the bottom. Okay, so next is you also have to expect that your skills or whatever skills that you have written in your resume will be put into test during your interview. So better be prepared on what you're putting yourself into. Okay, as what I've said earlier, do not put the skills that you don't have yet. Okay. All right. So next one here is the research about the company. So research about the company, check the industry that the company is on, check their company values, their product or services, and see if it resonates with you. So if you think your personality or the skills does not fit with the company's needs, you might not thrive or the company might not even let you proceed with the application. So example, you cannot relocate um, you cannot relocate job or you cannot transfer to a new place to be on the job, because like the job needs you to be uh, proactive. You need to be on the site also solving things in the site, and then you leave at home and then you cannot transfer house, then it's better not to push through with your application. Okay, because you might just be wasting your time as well. Okay, and last here is using examples. So whether it's in your resume or during your interview, using example to back up your claim is a good way to highlight your skills. Okay, so but most of the time it's mostly applicable during the interview, like defining or citing examples how you were able to solve things in your thesis, or how you were able to solve things in your internship. So yeah, basically skills and how you use them uh, will be tested during your interview. So better be prepared. So you can list down the experiences that you have, both in like in your thesis or in your internship, or if you have a part-time job, then you can include that as well. Okay, and that's it for our talk. So, thank you again, Jobs 180 and TUP Manila, for inviting us and being with you this morning. So, let's make teams. We're proud to show our friends. If you're planning to apply in Kooapps, you can check our available positions or are hiring in jobs180.com/QuapsPH. And you can also visit our website to know more about the games that we have, www.kuapps.com. And you can check our Facebook page, Kuapps Philippines, for any updates regarding the regarding the app that you have downloaded, or regarding the future events that we'll be going to. Especially tomorrow, we're actually um, in the job fair also, so we'll see you there. And contact us. You can call or text us in our number here. Okay, that's it.
Miss Vera. So, to our audience, pwede na po magtanong, no? So, I'll go first, ma'am. So, today po kasi, ma'am, we have a lot of like engineers and other tech courses here in the audience. So, may we ask, what positions can they apply to for entry-level jobs? Considering that they will be applying tomorrow or maybe in the next few months.
Okay, so for the positions that we have mobile game programmer, we have mobile app programmer, and web programmer. So those are the programming related positions. And for non-programming, we also have QA tester, data analyst, and QA engineer. So those are the positions that they can try and apply tomorrow.
Ayan. Thank you for that, ma'am. Next question. What if they are not confident with their skill set? Like, for example, may alam naman siya sa C Sharp or C++ or JavaScript, pero hindi lang siya masyadong confident. What can they do to um, market themselves on the interview? And moving forward, what else can they do to improve on this skill?
Mhm. I would suggest that they practice. And right now, there are several Facebook groups also, or like several groups out there that is like more like mga enthusiasts. Yeah, so example, like merong mga Reddit groups or Facebook groups on programming languages, they can try or they can join that group also, kasi sometimes may mga sinishare dun sa groups on how to improve, or ano ba yung mga pwede nilang gawin din to improve their skills. So in terms naman na they're not confident, they can list it down, pero parang pwede din siguro ibaba, or parang they can lower it para yung mga skills na they're more confident with, or yung mga skills that they are that they were more proficient, yung mga nasa top. Kasi madalas naman, ang nababasa is yung mga first, ano. Ayun, especially kung madaming, ano din, um, madaming resume na binabasa yung mga recruiters. So, sometimes, madalian yung pagbasa ng, ano, ng recruiter. So, they need to put it on top na lang yung mga proficient skills that they have. Or if they're not yet confident, then they can just remove that first. Ayun. And as what I've said naman then earlier, they can customize their resume or their application based on the job that they're applying for. Ayun. So,
Thank you
adjust na
for
lang
that,
from
ma'am.
time.
We have a question from the audience. Ayan.
Yeah.
From Jason Tindugan.
Yeah, I
Can
think
we
this is
apply for
very
a data analyst position?
okay.
And does your company provide training about it?
Yes. So for the data analyst, I think this is very specific for our company. So for the data analyst, yes, you can apply without experience. We actually accept both fresh grads and entry levels for this position. Actually, most of our positions accept entry level and fresh graduates. So yes, you can apply without experience, and we also provide training for that. Ayun.
Okay. So, Sir Jason, inaasahan ka namin bukas para sa job fair makapag-submit ka ng application. Ayan.
Yes, they
Last
can
na lang,
also
ma'am.
yeah. They can also check yung mga job postings on Jobs 180 already. So by tomorrow, they're already prepared, and they can also ask us questions during the job fair.
Okay. Thank you, thank you. Last question ko na lang, ma'am. Um, our certifications, like right now kasi ma'am, di ba, maraming bootcamps, ganyan, trainings na may nagpo-provide ng certificates or certifications to those who like finish the bootcamp.
Mhm.
Um, are these certifications honored in the company? Or is it like,
Mhm.
kasi parang may narinig ako ma'am, parang ano lang siya eh, parang minamarket lang daw siya as a bootcamp. Pero hindi naman masyadong useful yung training na napro-provide. But to avoid scams na.
Okay, actually, someone asked that um, while I was making the presentation, one of our employees asked that, is certification actually important when applying? So for us, I won't be able to speak for others, but for us, no. The certification, yeah, it's good to have, but the question still boils down to how do you make use of it? It's like probably yes, you have the certification, but when you go into the job and you can't do anything about it, then that's useless. So I'm not discouraging people to take the certification courses, but probably others will value it more. But for us, is the question would be if you can get the job done. So whether you have certification or not, question would be, can you get the job done? So if you have certification but you were not able to apply it, then sorry. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Okay. So mas may ano naman yan ma'am, no? May mga test naman sa inyo to
Yes.
parang make sure na yung applicant, yung candidate is alam niya yung skill na sinasabi niya.
Mm-mm.
From Kim Cruz, what do you advise to an applicant who gets mental blocked during the interview?
Just take a deep breath. So sometimes you get nervous and mental breakdown, or sorry, mental block happens. So just take a deep breath, and you can also ask help from the recruiters. Like for us, we actually we know when the applicant is getting overwhelmed already. So sometimes we ask different question, or we ask um, differently. So, yeah, or sometimes we start with icebreaker when we see the applicant is so nervous. Yeah, but what I can say is you just have to take a deep breath and then pause for a while and then pick up where you left off.
Okay, thank you for that. Last question, ma'am, from Ivan Diaz. Can I put my freelance projects in my resume?
yes, you can put your freelance projects on it. So that would help you also boost what are the things that you're capable of.
Ayan. So, thank you, Ms. Vera, for accommodating all of our questions. Again, to the audience, Kooapps will be in the list of companies attending the job fair tomorrow. So, if you like what you saw a while ago, please make sure that you are on time because the job fair tomorrow will only be from 9 a.m. to 12. So, Ms. Vera, again, thank you so much. To the audience, please don't forget to visit their
Thank
career site
you.
that's on your screen. So that's jobs20.com/coopsph. Thank you, Miss Vera. Have a great day, ma'am. So to our audience, we are done with our presentation. So tapos na tayo dun sa dalawang topics natin. So before we officially leave or before we give you the evaluation, we have closing remarks here from Dr. Margaret Aquino, also Director of TUP Manila, presently Director of the Office of Student Affairs, TUP Manila. She took her Doctor of Education major in Career Guidance at TUP, and she spent her graduate study at Pamantasan Lungsod de Manila with a degree of Master of Arts in Communication Management. She finished her baccalaureate at PLM with a degree of Bachelor's in Mass Communication. So let's hear it from Dr. Margaret Aquino.
I'm grateful to the Guidance and Testing Center under the directorship of Sir Rico Lucena and Ma'am Christine for spearheading the two-day affair, this Job Virtual Fair 2023, coupled with Job Symposium on current trends in job hunting. Likewise, our sincerest gratitude to Mr. Kim Chua of Jobs 180, which has been our partner since 2015, and we consider him already as part of the career guidance family. Thank you so much, Kim, for always extending assistance to our graduates. Also, to the 30 companies who have signified their intention to be part of our job fair, job hunting tomorrow morning. Maraming salamat po. So we have the Accenture, ADP Philippines Incorporated, Advanced World Solutions, China Banking Corporation, Cloud Staff, DIWA Learning Systems Incorporated, DXC Technology, Emerson Manila, Ernst & Young Global Delivery Services, FactSet Philippines, Forecasting and Planning Technologies Incorporated, Home Credit Philippines, Institutional Shareholder Services Philippines Incorporated, IQEQ, Kooapps Philippines Corporation, Makati Medical Center, Manila Embroidery Gold Incorporated, Manulife, IT Delivery Center Asia, Maxima Machineries Incorporated, Mackenzie Distribution Company Incorporated, NTT Data Services, Onesimus Corporation, Panpharma Healthcare and Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, Pantronics International Corporation, RR Donnelly Philippines Incorporated, Sagility Betain, Super Shopping Market Incorporated, Union Bank of the Philippines, BXC Global Holdings, BV Philippines, and Extreme Offshore Outsourcing Incorporated. So thank you very much po for being a partner of our university for this year. So we are off to a great start. Okay, this is just the start because your job hunting and the world of work is the one that's been waiting for you. Okay, we hope that you enjoyed attending our event as much as we enjoyed putting it together. We would like to take a moment to share appreciation to everybody who has been part and parcel for the success of this job fair. Okay, and lastly, cheers to the 2023 graduates. All the best, and God bless us all. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you for that, Dr. Aquino. So to our students, may we remind you of the registration for the job fair. That's schools.jobs20.com/TUP. Can we go to the deck, please? And then let's show the list of employers. Ayan. So we'll put it up. So the evaluation link, will also put it in the comment section. So lalagay namin yan sa comment section. Pero we'd like you to be reminded that the following companies will be attending the job fair tomorrow. So kindly make sure that you have registered, because only those who registered for the event will receive the Zoom meeting link. So kindly look through and take note of the companies joining. So I'll read through them habang nagsasagot kayo ng evaluation form. Kindly let me know also if the form works, no? Okay, so Accenture, ADP Philippines, Advanced World Solutions, China Banking Corporation, Cloud Staff, DIWA Learning Systems, DXC Technology, Emerson Manila, Ernst& Young, FactSet Philippines, Forecasting and Planning Technologies, Home Credit Philippines, Institutional Shareholder Services Philippines, IQEQ, Kooapps Philippines, Makati Medical Center, Manila Embroidery Code, Manulife, Maximum Machineries Incorporated, Mackenzie Distribution, Entity Data Services, One Simos Corporation, Pan Pharma Healthcare and Pharmaceuticals, Pantronics International Corporation, RR Donnelly, Sagility Betin, Super Shopping Market, Union Bank of the Philippines, VXI Global Holdings, and Extreme Offshore Outsourcing. So there will be a lot of companies for you tomorrow. So kindly let me know if the form is working. There you go. So we'd also like to take this opportunity to invite you to Accenture's campus recruitment open house. So Accenture is focused on creating a great place for fresh college graduates to thrive. They offer a virtual training program to build both leadership and technical skills. In addition, they offer mentor support and opportunities for you to build your professional network. So they'd like to welcome you in their office from 10 to 3 p.m. to have your applications processed within the day. So the office is at the ground floor of Robinson's Cybergate 1, Pioneer Street, corner EDSA, Mandaluyong City, and they'd be delighted to meet with you. So to reserve a slot for processing, please visit the link below and the QR code. So you can scan that, and you'll be on the line. You will have a slot for to be processed by Accenture. So this is their open house. You visit for this process, you get to visit their office. But also, they do have, as Sir Kyle mentioned earlier, the virtual recruitment process as well. Ayan. So that's only for those who wants to do it on site. Ayan. So to everyone, we look forward to having you all in the job fair tomorrow. So again, the event starts at 9 a.m. Make sure that you have registered via schools.jobs20.com/TUP to get the Zoom link. So we also invite you to look at our Facebook page for the webinars that we are hosting this week and next week. So please check our Facebook page for the topics that will be discussed, and you're welcome to join in any of those sessions. So with that, our session ends today. Thank you for making this activity a success. And to our would-be graduates, we would like to congratulate you, and we look forward to having you all in the workforce. So stay safe, everyone, and have a great afternoon. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Ang iyong
They come from all over, the cures and the tools, the medicines and the machines, perfected, collected, and sent with all speed to the caretakers and the cared for, spanning miles, delivering hope. This is their flight, and we are their wings. They give of themselves, their minds, their hearts, their hands, their time and talent, armed with experience, humble with strength, dressing wounds and changing sheets and calming nerves and keeping watch. These are the angels, and we are their wings. They trade in tomorrows. Their gift is more time. They sacrifice years in exchange for more days, trade long nights of study for split-second grace. They bind and stitch and push and discover, leading the way out of pain. These are the pilots, and we are their wings. They engineer miracles, amplify care, manage the treatments and maintain supply. They stave off the outbreak with counsel and cure, bridge gaps between hospital, home, and health. This is their promise, and we are its wings. They trust in the system, the breakthroughs, the work. They put their heart and faith in our hands, all in the quest for better care, all in the hope for health. That is their prayer, and we are its wings.